In Kenya, you can easily become famous. People have gone viral for dancing, fighting, eating, even just whistling. Yes, this lady met the governor of Nairobi just because she was whistling. It's weird, but that is what made her famous. And it's not just whistling that can make you go viral. This one got famous for screaming. And there are more examples of people went viral for doing weird or simple things. Others went to the extreme, like this one. But today, many of them are nowhere to be seen. So what happened to them? Let's talk about it. No one really plans to go viral. It usually happens by accident. And most of the people we're going to talk about today never expected fame. They are not influencers or actors. Some didn't even know they were being recorded. They didn't chase clout. Okay, some did, but most of them were just being themselves. And something they did or said went viral. And in some cases, that moment wasn't even recent. It had been sitting on the internet for years unnoticed until one day, people found it again. That's exactly what happened to Aaron Asiba and Musyoka Wambua. In 2011, the two were featured in a short interview on the streets by a local television station. Musyoka was calmly answering questions when suddenly Aaron interrupted. He threatened him for commenting on illegal activity or electricity connections in their neighborhood, Mukuru kwa Jenga. And only one word from that video went viral, Ndakufinya.
Ongea unataka serikali kupe kazi. Mimi niko na kazi. Na mbona unaongea mambo ya mastima hapa? Unalingana swali yenye unaulizwa.
That one word, just a few seconds of the video, went viral like 10 years later. Just imagine. And that was in 2021. The clip started making rounds on social media, and suddenly, people everywhere were quoting it. It became a trend, a meme, something to laugh about. Jalango was working at the radio at that time, saw that video, and actually tracked them down in the Mukuru kwa Jenga slums where they were both living. He helped them reconcile, and Jalango gave them motorbikes to help them rebuild their lives. In the interview with Jalango, they also got a brand endorsement deal from Jahazi Flour Mills.
I'm in a very deep conversation with the team from Jahazi Flour, because they need these two guys to be their next brand ambassadors in the next period.
It was a powerful moment. They are now being reunited and given a second chance. This image of Aaron Asiba in particular went viral, and some companies were using this image to advertise their products without permission. And Aaron was furious, and he threatened to sue the companies for using that photo without permission, because most of his close friends and families thought he was rich, but in the actual sense, or in reality, the companies never paid him. These two managed to get some interviews, but their life did not change much. That fame never lasted, and the hype around Ndakufinya faded, and so did the attention on Aaron and Musyoka. Even before going viral, they were working ordinary jobs. Aaron had a barber shop in Mukuru kwa Jenga, and Musyoka was selling water still in Mukuru kwa Jenga. Maybe that's what they are doing now. Or maybe they're out there riding the motorbikes that Jalango gave them. Now let's talk about another person, Michael Njogo Gigonga, a man whose life changed just because he looked like someone else. Michael Gigonga was a normal guy just living a normal life. But this photo taken by a friend or someone close to him went viral for the simple reason that he looked exactly like the then president Uhuru Kenyatta. And just like the former president Uhuru Kenyatta, this guy also came from Gatondo. Then more photos of him began to spread, and people thought it was funny. Some even believed that he secretly was related to the president. And as you can see, just like the real president, it seems like he likes the bottle. Anyway, some people initially thought it was Photoshop. Others advised him to do a DNA. But that never happened. But that never stopped the people from talking about him. Even the politicians like Oscar Sudi talked about this guy, saying, someone within the Kenyatta family must have sired this man. The families should therefore identify his father as soon as possible. As a leader of a country, Uhuru should take up responsibility and support this man since the family is blessed with vast wealth. Now, in one interview, he mentioned that his mother used to work as a security officer in Gatondo many years ago. And we know the former president home was in Gatondo. So maybe that DNA was necessary. For Michael, this instant fame was overwhelming. One day he is unknown, the next, the whole country wants to know him. And even people around him treated him differently, thinking he was somehow rich or had money.
Na hata saidi kutoka naye hapa nje, kama hujanipatia 500 iko na change, utashanga.
Kwa nini?
Si lazima niwaachie. Lazima waitishe. Tutaona tukitoka tu hapa nje na yeye. Nasikia unye lete. Unye mimi siwezi kaa hivi. Hata sijamanga.
This fame also came with a blessing. He got sponsors. He landed a deal with Bonafide Ventures. Was also given a car and a house, a 4-bedroom house, but was later forced to leave. He stayed in that house for about 4 months and went back to his normal life.
Hapana wewe.
Ndio.
Huko?
Hapana.
What happened?
Utaenda kwa maisha yenye iko juu na ikusaidii na watu wanataka tu kutumia that is. Wanataka wakae kama wanafanya advert na wewe lakini kutumia tu. Take advantage.
And from then on, he just faded. And considering that Uhuru is no longer the president, no one really cares about this guy. His dream was to meet the president, actually, Uhuru Kenyatta, but that never happened. But there's a guy who met the president. And all that happened because of githeri, a simple meal of beans and maize. Martin Kamotho, who later came to be known as Giri Man, became famous during the 2017 elections when this photo of him eating githeri from a plastic bag in a voting queue went viral. His image was widely shared, turning him into a celebrity. He received significant attention, including media interviews. Now, there's a media station, France 24, an international media station, that talked about Giri Man and mentioned how Kenyans on X were making memes about Giri Man.
His name is Martin Kamotho. He's a 41-year-old cleaner. As for the snack that led to his fame, he said he doesn't earn very much money. He does have a bag, yes.
He got many gifts from Safaricom, a fully paid vacation for him and his family to the Masai Mara, courtesy of Bonafide Ventures, a new wardrobe, free land, and even, believe it or not, a head of state commendation. It was unbelievable. Just imagine. The head of state commendation is given by the president to people with exceptional service and dedication. So, how was eating githeri an exceptional service? Anyway, President Uhuru Kenyatta also gave Giri Man a gift of 100,000 Kenya shillings. However, Giri Man later said that amount was too little. Just imagine, you're given free money and you still complain. Anyway, Giri Man was so famous that he got a manager and a lawyer to manage his career of eating githeri. Anyway, after about a year, this was Giri Man. He was found passed out on a trolley in Nairobi's Kayole estate, struggling with alcohol addiction and depression. He said the fame and all the free gifts became too much and started to feel like a problem. Now, with help from Kiambu women rep Gathoni Mushomba, he joined a rehab center and later finished the program with 77 others who were also fighting alcohol addiction. That's when he finally met the president, Uhuru Kenyatta, but the fame didn't last long. Today, most people have forgotten about Giri Man. In this interview, Giri Man shared that even though he became famous, his life did not change much. He was still living in the same house in Kayole and still working as a cleaner in Dandora for Nairobi County.
Bado niko kazi, nafanya kazi.
Kwa county government?
Yeah, niko kwa county government. Yes. Yeah.
Now, from eating githeri, let's talk about this man who became famous for something so simple or weird. Shouting.
Kukuwa na pesa ni raha. Nimeajiri hao wananifuata tu. Mtu ajaribu kunigusa aone. Mtu ajaribu kunigusa aone kukuwa na pesa ni raha.
Giri Man became famous for his loud screaming and energetic videos, especially on TikTok. His first video got a lot of attention and positive feedback, which encouraged him to continue doing more of such videos. He ended up recording a number of videos, including with police officers, and his big dream was to scream near the former president, Uhuru Kenyatta. And that almost happened now. He posted a video shouting at one of the State House gates, and on July 20th, 2022, he shared this video where he pulled the same stunt outside the former deputy president residence, William Ruto, and this move got him arrested.
Nimekuja hapa Karen kwa Reverend Ruto. Najua tu wewe peke yako utanisaidia nianze kuuza rabuoni. Nisaidie!
In almost every video, he was just shouting. Some people found this type of content entertaining. Others felt like it was annoying and that he should look for better things to do. Some people even thought that he was a madman. He managed to get a few deals with shouting, so at least he benefited from the shouting. But Giri Man's fame didn't last long. Maybe people got tired, or maybe he got tired, because that kind of content doesn't last forever. People lose interest when you keep doing the same thing over and over. Eventually, Giri Man disappeared. He stopped posting and went back to his normal job as a delivery man. The saddest part is that he revealed that he was suffering from leukemia, which sometimes limits him from creating his content. And maybe that is why he stopped posting.
Lakini unajua kuna ugonjwa fulani ndio leukemia. Blood waro naijua, blood cancer, unacheki inafanyanga sometimes. Wase wanaijua ni symptoms ziko nini unaget. So kuna vitu zinaweza do. But unajua mimi risk. So unapata like nikikuwa na hiyo nini siwezi fanya hiyo kitu tena. Unaniget? Unaona.
But at least he made a comeback during the protests. And now from shouting, let's talk about whistling.
Finally tumepatana mimi na Giri Man, Priscilla wa Imani pamoja na ndugu yangu Giri Man.
Ndio hiyo sasa baba.
Priscilla wa Imani went viral in a way that no one really expected by whistling. That's it. She stood in public places and whistled loudly and confidently, and somehow it worked.
Priscilla wa Imani ndani ya Nairobi. Priscilla wa Imani nasema niko ndani ya Nairobi.
Her videos were gaining traction on TikTok. Somehow this whistling captivated some Kenyans online. And this unique talent, is it even a talent? Anyway, it got her famous, and within days, people were sharing her clips across social media. Within days, she was appointed as an ambassador for a real estate company based in Nakuru. Then came something even more unexpected. In 2023, Safaricom, one of Kenya's biggest brands, made her part of their Go Mocha and Go Monthly campaign. It was a huge deal. For someone with no formal training, no entertainment background, just a whistle, to be part of a national brand campaign, it didn't make much sense. But nowadays it happens, which is a good thing, especially for content creators. Priscilla even met Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja, again, just because of whistling.
Priscilla wa Imani nishafika hapa City Hall mimi. Na kuongoja kwa hamu na gamu, nimepata ukiwa mkutano lakini na kuongoja mimi. Sakaja! Ndio mimi huyo hapa City Hall. Mimi mwenyewe Priscilla wa Imani.
Priscilla wa Imani!
Sadly, just like the others, the fame never lasted. Today, Priscilla is still active on TikTok. She's still posting, still whistling, I guess, but the reception is no longer the same. The hype around whistling is dead, and no one actually cares about the whistles anymore. Now, unlike Priscilla, whose fame was built on just one moment, the rise of this guy was different. It was a combination of things, but most of all, it was chaos. Bamba, a gospel artist from Kisii, became famous for doing bizarre things that very few gospel musicians ever do. He turned gospel into, for lack of a better word, madness. His videos went viral, and as you can see, you know why. Diving into the mud is one of the things he really liked doing, and also jumping on top of cows. And Bamba was calling this type of thing gospel music. It was crazy. It was unpredictable, very loud, and most videos were visually shocking. For some people, it was exciting to watch. For others, it was hard to watch. But whether you liked it or not, Bamba was going viral. He trended on TikTok, on YouTube, and even the media was yearning and hoping to interview Bamba. But the same things that made this guy famous started working against him. People began to ask questions. Is this really gospel music? Is this performance, rolling on the floor, jumping on tables, really appropriate? People started speaking out. Others just lost interest. And slowly, the hype began to fade. He still has a following on social media. He's still creating content, bizarre content, but people don't care. The national spotlight isn't as bright as it once was. Mainstream support has pulled back, and no one even wants to interview Bamba. And no one wants to watch him jump on cows again. Now, from Bamba, let's talk about this couple that did a simple wedding that cost 100 shillings, just imagine. Now, in 2016, Anne Wamboi and Wilson Motora got married, but not in a fancy hotel, not with matching suits or a big cake. There were no decorations. Their wedding just cost 100 shillings. That's like the price of bread, the big one. In a world full of fake proposals and fake weddings on Instagram, these two had nothing except real love. And photos of this simple wedding blew up, and suddenly the whole country wanted to help. And you know, when Kenyans get emotional online, they'll send you money. Businesses came in and sponsors stepped up. This couple got a full sponsored wedding, complete with suits, gowns, rings, and even a honeymoon in Diani. They also given land and a fully stocked shop, which was meant to sustain them.
Nikiwa na furaha sana, hata sijui nianzie wapi kwa Diamond Property. Kwa ajili hiki ni kitu ambacho hata tukija hatukuwa tuna expect. Imekuwa tu ni surprise.
A few years later, reports came out that the business they were given collapsed. They sold items from that shop since they could not sustain their livelihood. The husband, Wilson Motora, went back on the road selling fruits to meet their daily needs. It was sad going back to the normal life. But somehow, someone came and gave them another chance. Simon Kabu from Bonfire Adventures paid for Wilson's driving course and employed him as a driver at Bonfire Adventures. And according to online sources, he still works at Bonfire Adventures as a driver. In 2018, there's another couple that also went viral. Sammy Githai or Blackie and Virginia Giri became overnight celebrities in February 2018 after a Valentine's Day makeover photo shoot by someone called Mushiri went viral. According to Mushiri, his plan was to go to the streets and sponsor a random couple with a shoot. It was a simple plan, and the photographer, Mushiri, never planned for this shoot to go viral. But the photo shoot went viral.
But this one I did not plan for it to go viral.
Yes.
It was just something that we thought tunaweza wa treat wa feel fiti hiyo day. Alafu that's it. Actually, that's what we told them the first time.
And they got a lot of offers. A company paid for their rent for 5 months. They got a sponsored holiday in Mombasa. Others were offering house items like mattresses, utensils, beddings, and even sofas. And after going viral, they had a vision to at least get jobs and move out of the ghetto or the street and change their lives.
Nataka nitafuta job, niache kubeg. Juu hata kesho kutu nataka tuwe na familia. Tuache kudozi nje, kukula makombo na maganda. Unajua hiyo haiwezi kuwa fiti.
And they actually got the jobs. The couple was offered jobs at a school in Bomet. Virginia as a cook and Sammy as a gardener. But they never reported to work. According to Simon Kabu, he also tried to help the couple by giving them a stable job, like put up a Mutumba business for them, but it never worked. According to Simon Kabu, Sammy was only interested in handouts. He never wanted to commit himself to a serious job. Later on, this couple sold their household items. It's sad. And within 6 months, they went back to the streets, homeless, jobless. The fame left them with little but memories. And why would you decline an opportunity and go back to the streets to suffer? They know better. But there's a guy who used the opportunities wisely, and that's Ugali Man. Now, in 2021, a video of a man skillfully eating a huge portion of ugali went viral. And just like that, he was nicknamed Ugali Man. This simple clip connected with Kenyans, leading to memes and even a trend called the Ugali Man Challenge. Shortly after going viral, Odibet, a Kenyan betting company, signed him as a brand ambassador. He reportedly bagged about 5 million Kenyan shillings, including a brand new car and a fully equipped gym. Now, like many viral sensations, Ugali Man fame was short-lived, but Ugali Man built something out of it. With Odibet's support, he launched his own gym in Rongai, turning his passion for fitness into a business.
Let's go! Another one! Come on! Push, 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 push!
He's also active on YouTube, often posting food videos, sometimes even with his family, and he never stopped eating ugali. Now from Ugali Man, let's talk about Mutumba Man.
Hello! Hello! Camera label! Camera baby, baby.
This man became famous around 2021 for selling Mutumba or second-hand clothes while wearing a dress. His life changed instantly. He was flown to Nairobi by the Sage Alango before landing a deal with Divine Collections. Now, according to Mutumba Man, he didn't gain much from the fame, and he later said that most well-wishers never kept their promises. But Jalango had a different story, saying that Mutumba Man was just frustrated because he wasn't getting as much attention as he thought. Now, in 2023, Mutumba Man also went viral again, but not in a good way. He posted this video claiming that he was being assaulted by his girlfriend. Anyway, today Mutumba Man is still online, but doing different things. According to his TikTok, he now runs a printing business, and that's a big step forward. After all, you can't keep doing the same thing forever. And talking about moving forward, there's another person who decided to pursue bigger things after going viral, Vincent Moya. Now, Vincent Moya started out as a beggar, and he made headlines after receiving about 18,000 Kenya shillings from Jalango to pay his rent. But then some days after receiving the money, Moya made another video saying that he wanted to return that money. He claimed that he did not like how Jalango had disrespected him publicly or addressed him publicly. And this video angered many people. They felt Moya was ungrateful, that he had used someone's kindness for attention. They met after a back and forth, and Jalango even told Moya not to chase clout using his name.
Moya, let me tell you one thing. I want to tell you again. People work their asses off in this town. And I repeat what I told you that first day. Alright? Yes. And nobody will ever give you anything for free.
Moya later said that he was paid money to taint Jalango's image. Anyway, Moya later opened a YouTube channel and it was successful. He was doing interviews and at times he was chasing clout to stay relevant. It's normal now. Some people still do it, like this one. Anyway, he didn't create content for long as he got better things to do. It's reported that he left Kenya and moved to Canada, at least used the fame to do something better with his life. And that's exactly what people who go viral should do. Opportunity comes once and maybe twice if you're lucky. The problem with going viral, especially if it happens fast or by accident, is that it's hard to go viral twice, and you also need to offer value. Whistling and shouting might excite people at first, but over time, people get tired of it. I don't think anyone is still excited about watching Bamba dancing in the mud. It's become repetitive and even annoying. Honestly, you might even be wondering if he's mentally okay. And watching someone whistle or shout isn't entertainment anymore, because what's the end goal? Anyone can shout, but maybe you're watching this and you just went viral or you're about to go viral. Just remember, what happens after you go viral is up to you. Be wise. And with that, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think about this video, comment below, and please like this video to help it go viral. And subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have, thanks for subscribing. Let's meet in the next video.